Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today, it's time for Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and friends. Well, one of the healthy habits that Robin wants you to know about is that you need to take a rest every now and then. And actually, Robin is on vacation in Hawaii, and we are so excited for her. What a well deserved vacation. She's a full time caregiver and she runs several businesses. So we're excited that she's taking the time out to celebrate with her friends a very important occasion right there in the great state of Hawaii. So we just want to give a shout out to her and say, rest well and enjoy the sunshine. All the way from California, we say, good job, Robin, for setting a great example to us to rest. Now, today, as usual, Robin always has scheduled a wonderful gift and a wonderful guest. And that gift today comes from Miss Lennis Woods Mullins. And she is our coach for women over 40 who are looking to improve their lives. So we're going to bring her out and have her share with you today. If you have not taken out your pen and pencil, if you're watching on the replay, be sure that you share this out with your friends. We want you to know how you can live life better. So without further ado, I'm going to bring to some, introduce to others, Miss Lennis Woods Mullins. Hi, Lennis. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm good, Carolina. How are you?
All is well. Let me put you in the seat of authority.
Okay.
And if you would tell us a little bit about yourself and what we're going to be talking about today.
Sure. I am a holistic living and wellness expert for women over 40, and I specialize in helping women to vibe. And vibe is an acronym that I created that stands for being more vibrant, more intuitive, more beautiful, that inner beauty radiating out and emerged into that healthy midlife woman that I know we all want to be. I do this by teaching women about holistic practices, fitness, nutrition, and spiritual renewal. I have group coaching programs, individual coaching programs, a podcast, a magazine, a wonderful Facebook group of 15,700 women from 92 different countries, all sharing great information on how to be well in your mind, body, and spirit. Today, Terralina, I'm going to be talking about my experience that I had about 3 weeks ago. I was infected with COVID. After 2.5 years of doing everything right, I went to a birthday party in a penthouse in Oakland, and we were inside and outside. And I know I can almost tell you exactly when I was infected. And the interesting thing was that we were also glad to be together after almost 2.5 years of not seeing each other. Many people weren't even thinking about masks because we are all, inoculated, boosted, all this stuff. At
Mm-hmm.
least everybody said they were. But the thing is that you can always be a carrier and be asymptomatic.
Ah,
All the more reason why you still, I suggest you wear masks. It's a personal preference wherever you are at that. I didn't have any mask on at that time. I was mostly outside, but when I was inside, I probably should have had on the mask because everybody was in close proximity. But be that as it may, I also know from an immune system perspective, there were some things that I had kind of stopped doing, or some things that I did do that I
mm,
normally don't do that probably
yes.
would have lowered my immune system protection. One of them was that for about 6 weeks, I went through a chocolate holic attack. And I was eating
Yes.
chocolate, which has sugar in it, which really does lower your immune system's effectiveness. At least it does for me. I know better than that. And I didn't even stop to think, why am I craving? Anytime you're craving something and you don't normally crave it, I mean, craving
Uh-huh.
it like you just got to have it, that means there's some
Yes.
kind of deficiency that's going on. And for me, it was magnesium. If I had taken my magnesium
Mm,
supplements, which I am now, I would not have had those cravings. I probably would not have trashed my immune system. And more than likely, I probably would not have contracted COVID. At least that's what I'm thinking. But aside from
Okay.
all that, I wanted to share with you some things you should be thinking about if you do get COVID in terms of boosting your immune system. Now, these are suggestions that come from me and my personal experience, but also from my doctor and from the Center for Disease Control. I would like to encourage everybody to proactively take care of their immune system by getting plenty of rest, eating as much healthy foods as possible, lay off processed foods, definitely get rid of sugar. And if
Mm,
you can, exercise, get fresh air, and then take some of these supplements to help you ward off the possibility of COVID. I know that I've come in contact with COVID a few times, but I did not get sick because I
mhm.
believe my lifestyle, my Vibe lifestyle, in terms of supplements and vitamins and things like that, that, I have been taking. Okay. So first of all, you hear about some of the side effects of COVID, and there you go. Are you clear?
I
Oh,
got
you
my
got to put
picture.
in. Oh, okay. One of the side effects of COVID you hear about is no taste and also smell. Well, many times that particular symptom can possibly be avoided if you make sure you have enough zinc in your system. Now, zinc is really an important component to have in our system
Hmm.
because it is the one essential ingredient that our body cannot produce or store, yet and still we need it in large quantities, and we can get it from our food, mostly widely found in plant foods and animal foods. Sometimes foods that don't naturally contain this mineral, such as breakfast cereals, they will fortify them with synthetic forms of zinc, which is better
Oh,
than nothing. Or
now
you
I
can
did not know that.
Yes, uh-huh. When they say fortified cereals, they fortify
Yes.
them with minerals and vitamins in the synthetic form that we should normally be able to produce in our bodies, but they have a tendency not to because of how we eat. Now, the best way to get these minerals and vitamins is through our food, but
Yes.
sometimes it's difficult to do that. So definitely you want to take a look at supplements. Zinc is especially important because it does help with immune function. So you definitely want to make sure you're taking zinc, but especially when you get sick. With
Mm.
the virus, you want to take zinc. And I have some recommendations here. You want to do at least 50 milligrams one time a day for 7 days of zinc. Okay.
Okay.
The other thing you want to do is to make sure you're taking enough vitamin C. And of course, everybody knows that vitamin C is essential towards staying well, but it also helps to reduce your risk in chronic disease. It can help to manage your blood pressure. It can help with heart disease. It can also help
Mm.
prevent iron deficiency. It boosts your immune system, and it even protects your memory and thinking as
Oh,
you age.
wow.
So you definitely want to supplement with vitamin C if you don't think you're getting enough of it through your food. And of course, some of the best sources of vitamin C is our citruses, of fruits and vegetables. They have components of vitamin C. But when you get sick with COVID, you want to do at least 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C one time a day for 7 days. Okay. Now, with all these things that I'm telling you, I'm telling you the amounts for when you come down with the virus, because this can help you boost your immune system. It can help minimize the fever that you get, the body aches that you might get. Of
Mm.
course, number one, you've got to rest. And that was really hard for me after the first week. I think going into my second week, I was COVID free. But after that, I had to deal with feeling a little tired and having to take naps during the day. And I still have a lingering cough, but basically I'm about, maybe about 95% of what I normally am. I'm pretty good.
Great
One of the reasons why I am is because I had a pretty strong immune system anyway.
to
The other
begin with.
thing you want to do is vitamin D3. Now, D3 is what comes from the sun, and it's difficult to get it from our food. So most people should supplement with D3 anyway. But when you have COVID, you want to consider 5,000 IU one time a day for 7 days. Now, D3 is water soluble. So the best way to take D3 is fat soluble. The best way to take D3 is with your food if possible. If you can do that, take it with the meal. It can help enhance absorption, which means that, take it, if you can take it with your breakfast or, with your lunch or whatever, that's important. Now, somebody asked me once, does D3 help you to gain weight? And no,
Mm.
it doesn't help you. It doesn't make you gain weight. Research suggests that consuming higher amounts of vitamin D has little effect on weight gain or loss, but it can help to boost your immune system. It can keep you from having prolonged symptoms of COVID. Now, there's a couple other things that you might want to consider taking that are over the counter. But let me just reference that if you're on any other kinds of medications, you want to run this by all the supplements by your doctors to make sure that's not going to counteract the other medications that you are taking. One of them is quercetin, and this is an over-the-counter supplement, and you take reasonable amounts for a short period of time, about 500 milligrams 2 times a day for 7 days, and then that's it. You stop it. But it can help to boost your immune system and get rid of the symptoms, but you have to be careful because quercetin can also cause headaches or tingling in arms and legs, so you don't want to take more than what they're suggesting that you take. Quercetin doesn't have anything to do with weight gain directly, but sometimes it does have an effect on your metabolism. It might rev it up a little bit. So you might have an experience of a little bit of weight loss, but I would not take quercetin for weight loss. I've heard people talk about that because if you take too much of it, you can run the risk of liver damage. So this is something that you definitely want to run by your doctor first. To make sure that it's okay. Quercetin has also been used for arthritis, bladder infections, and diabetes, but there's no scientific evidence that supports that this is overall impactful for long periods of time. It gets you through the rough parts of COVID. So just want to mention that. Now, there's a bunch of other stuff that you could take that I don't even want to get into here first, because I want to make sure that you talk with your doctors first. If you're taking any medications, to make sure to find out what kinds of things you shouldn't take that might interfere with the effectiveness of those medications. The other thing that I cannot stress enough is lots and lots of liquids. There's a period of time during COVID where you might get dry mouth. You're going to sleep a lot. Sleep. And if you can, try to eat, even if you don't have taste, because your body needs the fuel. After you've tested free for COVID, they say they have something called long COVID, and I'm happy to report I don't have long COVID. I still have that cough, but I don't have any of the other symptoms that everybody else talks about. And I think that's because I'm in great health and I have a very strong immune system. But there are people, if you have a compromised immune system because you have chronic disease or high blood pressure, high cholesterol, if you're obese, heart issues, any of those kinds of things, then you might have some long COVID symptoms, fatigue, sleeplessness, dizziness, upset stomach, still a problem with taste, memory issues. If you find that you're having any of these things, before you just write it off to long COVID, run these things by your doctor so they can test further to see if there's anything else that's going on. They're still learning and finding out about the after effects. I don't know. I don't think I have long COVID, but I've only been COVID free for 2 weeks. So who knows how the symptom might show up.
Well, I declare that you are healed.
I'm healed. Yes, I'm healed.
There's nothing missing, nothing broken. Robin says, quercetin, how do you spell it?
It's Quercetin. Quercetin. Hi, Robin.
So I'm going to spell that and put it up here on the banner. You let me know if I spelled it right. Okay. I'm saying Quercetin.
Quercetin.
Okay, let's start over.
Okay, just put it in the chat. I just put it in the chat for you.
Oh, cool. Thanks. That saved me a lot of time.
Oh, another thing too, for temperatures and body aches. I used Aleve for my body aches, and I used some Tylenol for my temperature. I think I took them each maybe one time because Aleve, Tylenol, Motrin, extended use can be rough on your liver. So if you're one that's normally takes it all the time because of arthritis or whatever, just be careful about taking it for the COVID thing.
Mhm.
Make sure that you are not eating a lot of processed foods. One thing that I did do, I had enough energy on the second day, and this was before I got sick on the third day of my exposure. But on the second day, I made a big pot of chicken soup. And that really does help. I can't remember what it is, but there's something in the bones of
Yes,
chicken
there
soup.
is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is released when you boil it. So I would suggest chicken thighs, take the skin off of them. And what I do is I add a little extra natural, organic, low sodium chicken broth. I add that, just to give it more flavor. I use a lot of celery and carrots, which are very
Mm.
medicinal when you're sick, as well as onions and a little bit of garlic. I
Yes.
like to use the celery leaves because that's where the most nutrients are in terms of
Mm.
helping you get past a cold or
Well,
whatever.
that's good to
But
know.
that chicken soup really did help. I know it did. I know it helped my husband as well. And my husband has a compromised immune system, and he is experiencing some of the COVID symptoms, long COVID symptoms. But he did great. I mean, he's out in the backyard right now doing the garden and
Wow.
everything else, and he's fine. So we were blessed. We were lucky because
Mhm.
I'm almost 65. He's 64. So we're definitely in that what they call high risk category.
Mhm.
But because we did have precautions, I've been vaccinated and boosted. I know that's not for everyone. It's a personal choice. But I do feel that because of that, I experienced very little symptoms. And then coupled with, if you're not protected by the vaccine or booster, then you definitely want to find out about supplements to boost your immune system. You definitely want to make sure you're getting enough exercise and all the other things that you need to be doing. And one more thing, stress can compromise your immune system.
Mm.
So you need to
Mhm.
do what you can to remain as stress-free as possible while we're going through this period because COVID is still here. I noticed yesterday there was an increased amount of people wearing masks again. COVID is still here. You can still become infected. You can be a carrier and not even know it. So you just want to make sure that you exercise precaution, protect yourself, and
Mhm.
take good care of yourself. Get the exercise 30 minutes a day at least. Drink plenty of water, half your body weight. Get rest. If you feel like you need to take a nap, take a nap. If you have the time, do that. Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep so that your body can break all the way down and take care of itself. So
Mhm.
that if you are exposed, you have enough going on for your immune system to protect you because your immune system can protect you. Your immune system can minimize the impact if you do get COVID. So that's it.
You know, Robin is saying she never heard of Curitin or whatever this is. Hold on, of this particular thing. Is this a supplement or what is
It is
this?
a supplement.
Okay.
Keratin is a supplement, and there's I'm trying to see if you can find it. It definitely is a supplement. You really
I
cannot
can Google
get it
it while
from
we're
your
talking.
food. You can. There is keratin in apples,
Okay.
honey, raspberries. Trying to remember onion, grapes, dark green leafy vegetables. Um, the highest content you have to go to make sure, but the highest content is in onions. I don't
Oh,
use yellow onions, I use red onions, but any kind of onions. So when you're making that soup, make sure you put lots of onions in that soup as
you
well
know,
when you're making that
you
chicken
know,
soup.
I can remember as a child when influenza was going around, my grandmother gave me bone set tea and crab apples.
Ah, wow, interesting. Well, you
Interesting.
know what they say about an apple a day keeps the doctor away? I mean, there's something to that
And
because
and there's
apples
that
have a
cure,
lot of good stuff for your immune system.
and it has this ingredient in it. Evidently, it's plant
Yes.
based. I was looking at it over here on Google. It
Hmm.
says it's a plant pigment is found in many plant foods such as red wine, onions, green
Hmm.
tea, apples, and berries.
Yep.
So
Green tea.
there are those berries again,
Hmm.
Lennis, that you're always telling us.
Yep, all the time. It was interesting too because I really didn't have a taste for anything cold, but
Mhm.
as soon as I could, I started, doing my smoothies with just just berries, grinding up berries with a little bit of water and maybe a little bit of almond milk. And that was it. I didn't put all my superfoods and all that stuff in there because I didn't have the energy to do it. But just that alone, because berries help with inflammation, and as it's anti-inflammatory, and it's also a great antioxidant when you're fighting this kind of stuff.
You know what? Now, because of we're talking about, what to do when you have these symptoms, or if you have actually suffering with COVID. And I know that this morning one of the ladies on my prayer line was talking about the fact that she had come down with COVID. And
Hmm.
yeah,
I wasn't
and
there this morning.
I
Okay.
know. And so I have to tell you about it after the show. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so we can touch base with her. But
Yeah.
this show will be very interesting to her.
Yeah.
Um,
We can, well, we have a link so we can share it with her in the group, right?
Yes, yeah, I guess we can. Yeah,
Yeah, we sure
to let
can.
her
Yeah.
know
Because a lot
because
of people don't
she's going
know.
through right now. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, and the doctors will tell you the traditional stuff. But let's remember, our doctors are not trained in nutrition. They have
Hmm.
like 7 hours worth of nutrition, and that's a whole nother discussion. Because you can go to integrative doctors, or holistic doctors or naturopaths who have a little bit more training of a mind body, a lot more training, the mind body spirit approach, and the importance of nutrition to using it as a healing component. Our
Hmm.
pharmaceuticals can get rid of symptoms, but many times they don't deal with causation, and they can cause other issues, especially with prolonged use. So,
Yes.
yeah, definitely let's share this. Now, there are a group of Chinese herbs that I've got to find out about that can help me with my cough, which is still lingering just a little bit.
Okay.
That's my weak point. Whenever I get a cold or something, if I let the cold go for too long, it will turn into this cough, and it takes forever to get rid of. And that's because about 33 years ago, I had bronchitis. And
Hmm.
once you've had like bronchitis or pneumonia or any of those things, that part of your body's a little bit compromised. So that when you
Oh,
get
I
sick,
didn't know
that's the
that.
part that, the upper respiratory is the part that, usually you struggle with a little bit. And
Hmm.
I'm noticing though that my cough is leaving a lot more quickly than the last time I got sick, which was about 3 years ago. Um, a lot more quickly. I had that cough for like 3 months, couldn't get rid of it. It wasn't COVID, it was just a bad cough. It wasn't bronchitis either, just bad cough. But there are Chinese herbs. I would suggest that you proactively visit your Chinese herb or medicinal store and find out what kinds of herbs should I have available to me if I get a bad cold or a COVID virus. And I'm sure they'll be willing to help you, or talk to your
I'm
natural.
I'm sure they will because they have a number of teas and different things that can help with the medicinal side of that. I here's something that I did that I do not recommend to people, and that is that yesterday I had a craving for milk and graham crackers. And instead of using what I've been using, which is, almond milk, etc., I bought some homogenized cow milk.
Ooh,
It was the worst thing I could have done.
yep.
And all of this phlegm, my stomach got queasy. I hadn't had it in years. And so I guess my body said, look, let me tell you something.
But for some reason, if you were having that craving, so maybe there's something going on with your calcium, your vitamin D or D3, which is not
Ah,
unusual. As you get older, you don't produce as much. So maybe you want to pile up on the almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, any of the milks,
and I had
because
that,
they have twice as much calcium in them.
and I had it
That
right
or
in my refrigerator. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess it's like you and the
sometimes people
chocolate,
just
you
cravings.
just
Well,
every
when I think of graham crackers and milk, there's a comfort feeling that comes with it also, from our childhood.
from
I
the
know that
childhood, yes.
when I get stressed, I want Ritz crackers and tomato soup.
Okay, uh-huh.
That's what my mom used to give me when I was a little girl. I
Yeah.
just posted an article from a source on my database that I think is a reputable source, and they're talking about what's that COVID cough, the Chinese herbs for the COVID cough, and it
Oh,
talks about
okay.
that. Yeah, in that particular article. There's several other ones, but I know this source. So
So is this the article that you put in the private chat here that
yes, it
you want me to
is.
share? Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to share that out
And you
in the
know what?
comments.
I've got to go. I'm supposed to be moderating on Clubhouse right now, and I
Oh,
told her I was going to go.
okay. Thank you. So much, Lennis. We're going to
You're
put your
welcome.
links up. I'm going to show your website, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, I
Thank you.
appreciate that. Thanks, everybody. See you next
We
time.
love
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye. Okay, guys, we just want to thank Lennis. You know, she always has such wonderful things to share with us, and we really appreciate her coming in and spending time with us. If you are not following Lennis, you can follow her over on Clubhouse. Um, you can follow her on Facebook. I'm going to share her LinkedIn so that you can um, find her online. This link tree backslash Linus will show you all of the different things that she is talking about. Let me stop this banner because this is not Linus speaking. Hold on a second. I don't want you to get confused. Okay. And let me show the link for Linus's link tree. Yes. We just really appreciate all that she does. I also want to talk about the fact that she said we need rest. That is one of the things that she suggested. And I am in agreement with Linus. And I want to talk about uh, sick. I want to talk about some tips on the Mayo Clinic on sleep. It suggests that first of all you stick to a sleep schedule. Try to set aside at least no more than 8 hours of sleep per night. It recommends that most adults a healthy amount of sleep is 7 hours, and you definitely do not need more than 8 hours in bed to be well rested. Okay, so don't over rotate. I know that sometimes when I sleep too long, I actually feel tired. Thank you, Robin Robinson's great show. We appreciate you staying up because I know this is on a different time zone in Hawaii. How kind. How kind. In the meantime, I want you to think about these things for sleep because I know that you should be asleep right now, Robin. It says Mayo Clinic says pay attention to what you eat and drink. Don't go to bed hungry and don't go to bed stuffed. In particular, avoid heavy or large meals within a couple of hours of bedtime because discomfort might keep you up. Things like nicotine, caffeine, alcohol deserve caution also. Stimulating effects of nicotine and caffeine can take hours to wear off. Also, they suggest that you create a restful environment. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Okay. Limit your time for naps during the day. Long day naps can interfere with nighttime sleep. So if you're going to sleep for 3, 4 hours, you're probably not going to rest well in the evening because your body is already on alert to start the time clock for the day again. However, if you work nights, you might need to nap late in the day before work to help make up for your sleep deficit. Then they encourage you to include physical activity in your daily routine. Okay, what does this mean? You know, BizChicks, we suggest you walk before you work to make sure that you get that in. And then the last thing that they talk about is to manage worry. Stress can keep you up at night. Stress can keep you up at night. Shut it down, people. It'll be there in the morning, and who knows, once you have a clear night's sleep, the answers may come to you in the morning. Get some rest, ease your mind, and live healthy. Remember, Robin's all about happy, healthy habits. So we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be talking tech and English. Uh, Robin says yes. Oh, Karen B says yes. Google can be your good friend. Yes, it can. Yes. And this is the article that Linda's referred to. You can see it in the chat. All right. For those of you who are watching the replay, you can take a screenshot of that and go over and look at the different herbs that she's suggesting. If you're suffering from a cold or COVID, you may want to up the ante on these particular things. But we just want to thank you all for tuning in. And we hope that you'll have a happy, healthy day. Tomorrow we'll be talking tech and English with the Biz Chicks. We'll also are going to be talking about how to market with uh, texting. We're doing a workshop this afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then on Saturday, we're doing a hands on workshop on how to market through texting. So, with that, if you're interested in that, you can always go in and become a part of the BizChicks community or contact us through bizchicks.net, or you can text us, text biz to 33777 and join our community. We'd love to have you be a part, and through that, you can direct message us. We are looking forward to serving you. It makes us smile to see you shine brighter. Have a great day. Remember, it's okay to be successful in your business. So go to the front of your own line. Have a great day. Bye bye, everyone.